Welcome in this Wednesday edition, Oxford Exxon podcast, presented by Twisted Tea here with you today. Quarterbacks spoke on Tuesday to the media contingent there inside the Manning Center. Jaxson Dart, Spencer Sanders. We'll discuss that and everything else from really in the week heading up to Saturday. Sorry, Ole Miss and Mercer got a text message distracted me a little bit. Ole Miss and Mercer, 1 o'clock there on Saturday from Vaught Hemingway Stadium. So that and much more today. The Oxford Exxon Highway 6 West in Oxford lunch specials. You know about those. $5.69, two sides, bread, any size fountain drink. The lunch specials change every single day. The beer cave is open. Again, football on Saturday. Football tomorrow night, Thursday night, Florida, Utah. Still no word on Cam Rising, but most people jumping on the Gators because it looks iffy that his availability is going to be there. Go check it out. Oxford Exxon, Blue Sky location here in Oxford for the beer cave. And again, coming to you from the Clark Ford studio.
We are. Clark Ford is in Amory, Mississippi, 662-257-1900. Call that number, ask for Corey Clark. Tell Corey what Ford product you're looking for. He'll send you a quote within 15 minutes in business hours, right to the bottom line. No hassle, no haggle. You get your quote. The rest is up to you. You can shop that quote around. You can do what I've done, what I recommend that you do, and that's hop into a Clark Ford today. Again, 662-257-1900. Guests join on the Campbell Clinic hotline. The Campbell Clinic in Oxford now, 2608 South Lamar Boulevard, Suite 102, just across the street from the cottages at Hooper Hollow. The Campbell Clinic provides full-service orthopedic care, everything from sports medicine to foot and ankle surgery to spine and total joint care to pediatric orthopedic and physical therapy. To book an appointment, go to campbellclinicoxford.com or call 901-759-3111. Walk-ons always welcome at the Campbell Clinic, Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m.
So we get going this morning. Thoughts with the Ball family. Coolidge Ball passing away yesterday, the first African-American athlete at Ole Miss, enrolling in August of 1970, 71 years old, a gifted graphic designer and stuff too. Did a lot with designs and logos and whatnot as his life went on. So he passed away yesterday at the age of 71.
Didn't know the basketball player, obviously. Didn't really know him, but he always passed by where I sat at basketball games, and
Oh, really?
we always spoke. Very kind gentleman.
Yeah, I mean, universally liked, stayed in Oxford, has been around, been a figure of the community. They have honored him a good bit in recent years. Glad that happened prior to his death for that. So again, basketball at Ole Miss, I think starting in 1970, if I have that correct. Chris Beard talked about it for a minute yesterday as well. Ole Miss with a basketball media op. I guess so I don't forget it later. No news on the transfers. That was the one bit of news from that.
Yeah, no
or
news.
The lack of news was news.
They have not received word one way or the other. Don't really have a timetable. So they prepare as if they will not have them, is what I sort of gathered. And then if they get them, they go from there.
What is the timetable for full practices and when this thing actually kicks up to the point that matters?
I don't really understand the new clock. They can have workouts. I don't think it's full team workouts until early October. Then the season starts in fairly early November, I should say.
It's more of a baseball type thing then, because like baseball comes back January 15th, and I think they call it 4-on-1s, where you can have like 4 players to one coach or something and have little groups for the different things that you do, but it's not the full roster.
I think
like some players get there at 1:15 and some get there at 1:45, and it staggers throughout the afternoon.
Something along those lines.
And they appear to actually follow that, and it not be just one of those rules that's
you
quote.
You wouldn't want to do 3 months of full on basketball practice, getting ready for your first game. That would be mind-bogglingly stupid.
Still no schedule, right?
It's coming out this week.
Okay. I mean, most people are aware of most of the schedule, if not all of the schedule, but they have not released the schedule yet.
That's correct.
UCF, Cal, on it, Memphis, NC State, right?
I think so. Sam Houston. We'll see. I don't know. They'll put the schedule out, and we'll go from there.
Okay, fair enough. You want to talk quarterbacks? What do you want to do?
I mean, I think at some point we'll probably get to quarterbacks. It was an interesting day.
So
it's this yesterday felt okay. First, I'll give credit to Ole Miss.
Yeah, go through the entire thing.
The way it works is we get Kiffin and players on Monday, and then we just get players on Tuesday. Well, after what Lane didn't say on Monday, there was only one story that anyone was interested in yesterday, and that was quarterbacks. And so they made the quarterbacks available.
I would not have done it had I been there.
Why?
Because of what happened.
But that's the reality of what's going on in
but
your
if
program.
I'm Ole Miss and I'm PR, I don't allow it. I was shocked because I told you we were discussing, hey, Tuesday or whatever, and I was like, no way you're getting quarterbacks today.
Yeah.
I mean, I was in my head going, nah, no way. If you're working for a PR entity, there's no way you give quarterbacks yesterday.
Is it a PR entity?
That's debatable, but I mean, you're definitely.
We got time.
Well, look, you're putting out. Full disclosure.
Mm-hmm.
They give it. Jaxson Dart, Spencer Sanders, Spencer with the quote most people were talking about. We'll get to that. We'll read it verbatim in a minute. Dart admitted he was frustrated. Admitted to some extent of a chip on his shoulder yesterday during the quotes that I've seen, the video that I've watched. Neal was there. I was not. And then subsequently, and I don't know when, I don't know if it was before it hit the FTP. I don't know what. I confirmed with Michael Katz on this too, just to make sure I wasn't having crazy pills. Ole Miss cut Spencer Sanders' answer from their video.
Yes.
Once you cut it from the video, yes, you are declaring that we are putting a certain face forward. So if you're worried about the face that goes forward, you shouldn't have given quarterbacks to begin with, right?
That's
is that
fair.
a valid? I mean,
no,
that is my point.
It's a valid argument.
Once you take something out of the video,
I guess where I'm coming,
then
we're not even arguing here.
No, not at all.
Where I am to a point was, look, these are both guys that are getting paid.
Oh, I give them credit for giving us quarterbacks. I'm just saying, if you're concerned about the answers, it was a volatile situation that could lead to what happened.
Yes. But even had you not given the quarterbacks to the media, it's still a volatile situation.
Oh, sure.
I mean,
of course.
What we got a glimpse into was, yep, this is someone's going to be unhappy.
Yeah.
I love, no offense to the fans out there. Listen, I love you. But the ones that are like, I can't believe you guys sensationalized this. No one sensationalized it. The truth is, it was kind of kid gloves. Nobody was really grilled. Nobody was asked, hey, if you're not the starter 2-3 games in, what's your thought process? It's a valid question. I go back to this. You know me. You know me a long time. I'm a pretty common sense, pragmatic guy. Do you agree?
Yeah, sure. Mm-hmm.
In January, when Ole Miss brought in Walker Howard, it made all the sense in the world. Opportunity to add a 5-star quarterback to be a potential future quarterback. But when in January, and I think this is important to say in January because we're in almost September now. But in January, on the heels of losing 5 out of its last 6 games, is that right? 5 out of 6? 4 out of 5? 5 out of 6?
4 out of 5, I think. But either way,
okay.
Yeah, whatever. But they went 8-5. They started 8-1, finished 8-5. So 4 out of 5.
Okay,
whatever.
Well, they started 7-0, went 8-5. So
yeah.
5 of 6.
Yeah. Okay.
Lost 5 of their last 6 games.
Yeah.
I don't know that they put the blame on Jaxson Dart, but no one publicly absolved him of the blame. And then they go out and they bring in a quarterback with 1 year of eligibility left, with 41 Division I starts under his belt.
Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year at one point.
And they give him a pretty substantial NIL package, according to multiple sources. You don't do that to light a fire under Jaxson Dart. That's illogical. That's illogical. That doesn't make any sense.
Well, it's illogical from the money standpoint.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Why would
right? When people go, well, the motivation was to light a fire under Jaxson Dart. Okay, take a step back. Go back to in January. That's illogical. That's illogical. That makes no sense. That defies any logic. No, you brought him in to be your quarterback. You brought him in to be the quarterback. You brought him in to be the quarterback, and you brought Howard in to be the quarterback after him. I don't know whether that meant that they expected Jaxson Dart to leave, to transfer. There were rumors about stuff that I don't know whether the rumors had any validity or not. I have no idea. Best of my knowledge, he never considered transferring. Sanders wasn't healthy. Dart doubles down. Dart has a pretty good spring. Sanders has a weird spring because he wasn't completely healthy to go through the spring.
Sure.
I don't think Howard just wowed them in the spring, if we're being transparent here.
Yeah, sure.
He was young, new system, blah, blah, blah. But I don't think he blew anyone away in the spring.
Sure.
And here we are.
Okay, there's two things. And this is going through this. I'm not talking to anybody. It's what I've seen on the board, though. And I think two things can be true at once.
Of course. 3 or 4 things can be true at once. Sure.
On a chalkboard is where the Spencer Sanders, Jaxson Dart thing, you can get to a place with a connotation that makes sense. Lane Kiffin likes running the quarterback. He was severely hampered 2 years ago on what could have been an even bigger season because Matt Corral's injuries running the football. Could have scarred him. He had that deal last year where he basically didn't have a backup quarterback because he wasn't going to burn Luke Altmaier. Altmaier wasn't going to be able to run like Jaxson Dart. A lot of things, reasons for that. So on paper, Lane Kiffin goes, hey, I'm going to bring in a guy. I'm going to run Jaxson Dart like hell as the starter. And if he gets hurt, I've got an all Big 12 quarterback waiting in the wings. On paper.
Tons of sense, right?
NFL model. My backup quarterback's as good as he can be. And if something happens, here we go.
Sure.
Even from an NIL standpoint, I think it is worth this because an injury to my quarterback running the offense I want to run it can be a complete hindrance and ruin the season. So at the end of the day, that insurance plan is worth X.
Yes.
Again, valid argument.
Completely.
I don't know that I agree with it, but valid either way.
Absolutely.
So I think there's a way where that makes all the sense in the world. The problem is that you are dealing with people. It's not on a chalkboard. It's not robotic. It is emotion and whatnot. And it's Jaxson has a lot of fire lit under him. He's frustrated. He admitted so.
Yep.
The one unanswerable question that we're admitting we do not have the answer to, I think we have a read on what 2 of the 3 quarterbacks believe. Nobody has any idea still what Spencer Sanders was told.
No. It's the one thing, if you so, hey, you can know something that you don't know today so that you can really put the story in context.
Hey, Dart's my guy. Spencer, come in. You're going to make a lot of money, and if he gets banged up, you get a chance to lead a really good football team with the best running back in the country. Okay. Then it's fair.
Then if I'm Spencer Sanders, my question on that day, and this is why I come back to what I said.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. And again, I could be wrong. We're just spitballing here because I don't know what was said.
No, we're talking out.
I have a pretty good idea of what was said to Jaxson Dart, and I have a really good idea of what was said to Walker Howard. I don't know what was said to Spencer Sanders. But if I'm Spencer Sanders and the pitch is, hey, look, Dart's our quarterback, but we're going to run him, and if he gets hurt, you're the guy. If I'm him, the natural question is, well, what if he doesn't get hurt?
Okay, but what are Spencer Sanders' options?
I don't know.
Where could he have gone?
I don't know.
So Spencer might go, hey, the chance to – because, look, I mean, every quarterback believes they're the dude.
Sure.
So even if Lane said that, again, we're speculating beyond speculation.
Sure.
Even if Lane says this, I'm going to come into camp and I'm going to kick his ass. I'm the better quarterback. We'll show it. But I'm just saying every quarterback believes they're the best quarterback in the country, or else you wouldn't play quarterback.
Yeah.
Right?
To a degree.
I guess here's my point. Is that an option that potentially is better than, hey, I'm going to go be the quarterback at Coastal Carolina?
Yeah, I don't know.
If that was my next option. I'm pulling us.
This is where there's too many unknowns. What options did he have? I don't know. Did he have options? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe he didn't. I don't know. Maybe Ole Miss was his best option. There were Auburn rumors for a while. There were rumors that he could stay at Oklahoma State before that just became completely untenable. Hell, there were rumors a few weeks ago that he might go back to Oklahoma State.
Yeah, when we were all wondering about his academics and his graduation possibilities. And let me say this because I know I know this is going to be the next comment. No, I am not saying that you should only worry about the feelings of your players instead of winning football games. That is not what I'm saying.
Of course not.
I'm saying that buy-in in this transfer era changes based off situations and what you're told, and you have to be careful with that. Lane is putting a lot of potions into a beaker, and we don't know what's popping out yet.
And he said
maybe it ends up being the penicillin save of the world, but we that's where we are right now. We're just pouring some stuff in and kind of seeing where it goes.
And he said as much a couple of times on Monday.
He did.
Yeah, it's a really talented team, but it's got to play together. I don't know. I don't. Again, I come back to pragmatically, if I'm Spencer Sanders, I've got 1 year left. That's it. Whether I go to Coastal Carolina, Ole Miss, ULM, or Washington State, I got 1 year left. I kind of want to know that the path is clear for me to win the job. I think.
Or I choose several $100,000 over
that
$75,000 to go play at UAB,
knowing that I've got the film, right? That the NFL.
I am what I am. I'm going to get healthy.
The NFL is going to give me an opportunity or not, one way or the other.
And say we don't know Spencer Sanders.
You certainly enhance your stock if you're Spencer Sanders. If you go elsewhere after having had a pretty good career at Oklahoma State, I think it's 30-11 as the starter. You do enhance the stock more if you go someplace and play and win than you do if you go someplace and don't win the job.
Oh, sure, 100%.
You know, I mean, if you're thinking about NFL stock, well, one raises your stock and one at a minimum keeps your stock neutral.
Again, I don't know what value to put on locker room happiness or whose team or any of that. I have no clue. I can't even speculate. But yeah, if it's simply in a bubble, you'd rather Sanders be unhappy than Dart be unhappy for the locker room, if it matters.
I would think
the way we've been told.
Yeah, we're not inside the locker room.
Yeah, I'm again, a lot of speculation on today's podcast. Be aware of that.
Yeah,
but
no, I mean,
but these are the things I'm thinking about when I'm watching these videos. And again, it's back to my other point. Whether it's reality inside the locker room or not, or whatever the reasons were, I do not know.
Mm-hmm.
The outcome of that press conference was not what was expected because the clip got cut.
Oh,
if it's what you're expecting, then you're not clipping anything.
Yeah.
Or somebody's, you know what I mean? Somebody's upset about it.
So what I'd love to know, and I don't know, and I probably could find out, but it would create havoc. Did media relations cut that on their own?
Or did Lane cut it?
Or did Lane or someone at Ole Miss inside the staff say, cut that before that goes viral?
And I can't say how common or uncommon that is. I think it's very, very uncommon, but it's not like I have a habit of going back and watching the videos to see if that has happened. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah. I probably have never gone back and watched a full video. Especially with that mindset of, hey, is that question?
Right.
I mean, I don't. We're also in the transfer era world. I do think there was a part of, hey, there's a chance that somebody just leaves here and you're left with the dude.
Well, people always ask if there's one thing you could ask Kiffin and get an honest answer and blah, blah, blah. The question today would be, in January, did you anticipate that all of these guys would still be on your roster in September? And I think he would give me the, I don't think like that. We go through the day by day, and my job is to make the roster as deep as possible. It's to add as many quality players that can play in this league as possible, and blah, blah, blah. And that's an honest answer that doesn't answer the question. And I think we can all acknowledge that quarterback is a different position than defensive tackle. It just is, right? I mean, it's a different position. It's the most high-profile position.
It's your leader.
Maybe in sports.
Yeah.
Quarterback.
Yeah. No matter who you are or what you are the leader of the team. That's it. You're handling 7-on-7 workouts. You're doing all that stuff. It's your deal.
Well, and
very rarely does a wideout go, hey, guys, 6:15 on Tuesday.
For example, nobody ever says, look, if you've got 6 defensive tackles, you don't have any.
That's a good point.
Okay? I've never heard anybody go, if you've got 5 wide receivers, you don't have a wide receiver.
Yeah.
I've never heard anybody go, if you got 6 linebackers, you don't have 2. But I've heard lots of people say, you got 3 quarterbacks, you don't have 1. Mm-hmm. You got 2 quarterbacks, you don't have 1.
Yeah.
I mean, look at what are we doing with Alabama right now? A team full of 4- and 5-star players. They're human because why?
We don't know their quarterback situation.
That's it. Nobody goes, I don't think they're going to win because they've got a bunch of 5-star defensive linemen all up and down.
But we don't know who the best one is. Can't.
But they might end up playing 3 of them where there's going to have a fresh one in the 4th quarter. That's going to hurt them. No one does that. What do we do about Alabama? Well, we don't know who the quarterback's going to be. Maybe they don't have one. No, they've got 3. Yeah, but maybe they don't have 1.
Yeah.
Team full of 4- and 5-star players. It's chock full of it.
Yeah.
The greatest coach in the history of the sport. He's won like 7,000 national championships.
Yep.
And our knock on them is they don't have a quarterback. Well, they got 3. Yeah, but they don't have 1. Ty Simpson was a 5-star. Milroe has started games.
Yeah.
The other kid started at Notre Dame, not ULM, Notre Dame. They don't have a quarterback. They're human. They're gettable. I'm not saying you're wrong, by the way. Could be. But it's a different position. And so, yeah, the scrutiny on that position when you don't name a starter, when the guy who's back started the last 12 games of your season and just had a really good camp and you've raved about him all summer, and now the Monday before you play Mercer. There's no secrets here. You're not this isn't subterfuge. You're not tricking Mercer. You won't name a quarterback. And then the next day, the quarterbacks come to the media and one goes, yeah, I'm kind of frustrated, chip on my shoulder. And the other goes, yeah, I wouldn't say we have a good relationship. I wouldn't say it's a bad relationship. It's not like we go get ice cream or anything. We're cordial. If you say to me, hey, what's your relationship like with Bill? And I say, I don't know, man. We're cordial. We're cordial? What do you think? You don't like Bill.
Well, it's the ice cream comment that actually shows, because why even go there?
Or I didn't ask if you went to get ice cream with him. I just asked the question was basically, has he helped you acclimate?
And I'll read the full quote in a second before we go to the first break. But it's also, again, I have not gone back and watched a bunch of Spencer Sanders videos from Oklahoma State talking to the media. I haven't. I guess I should have. I haven't.
Well, I've thought about it in the last 24 hours.
To see body language.
Yeah, is he always this way?
Because, frankly, he looks bored out of his mind. Maybe more than Lane, he is looking down like we're all idiots, and he is just trying to get through this.
That's not how I read it, though. I read it like this is not exactly what I signed up for.
And I'm having to answer questions about that.
Yeah.
That I don't have answers to because it's frustrating.
Because the skinny guy with the blonde hair and the visor is the one that has those answers. And
yeah. Why are you asking me?
Why are you asking me?
Yeah, sure. So as we go into the break, I'll read these. Jaxson Dart was asked if not being named the week 1 starter, put a chip on his shoulder. His quote, yeah, I think so. Absolutely. You don't just think so. Absolutely. Yes.
Well, well, how do I answer this?
Yeah, sure. Yep. Yeah. We'll go ahead and say it. And then Spencer Sanders discussing his relationship with Dart. And again, Spencer was not preparing statements here. So, I can read the words and I've got a whoa, but then I also will give him the benefit of the doubt that he's just answering a question.
Yeah.
It's different than if somebody goes, hey, submit me a response to this question where I made sure every word, you know what I mean? I'll give him a break there.
But what you get here is the truth.
I would say it's pretty good. I wouldn't say it's bad. I wouldn't say we go out and get ice cream together and we're at home, but we're cordial. We talk to each other, how we help each other. He's helped me actually quite a bit. Obviously, he's been here. He knows the offense. You want to be the best at the offense. You at least have another person who was the best here before you got here. So you learn things. Again, if you'd like to read into that, it
tells me he thinks he's better.
Yeah,
and Jaxson cool. And Jaxson thinks he's better.
Yeah, I'm not going and throwing up stuff on social media because Spencer Sanders thinks he's the best quarterback. You would hope Spencer Sanders does believe he's the best quarterback. Whatever.
I'm sure.
Still not exactly the statement you were expecting on Monday before the first game. Because here's what I expect. I expected Lane to. On Monday, had we gone in, you said, hey, is he going to name a starter? I expected some version of, look, Jaxson Dart, he's had a really good spring, had a good summer. He deserves to take the first snap. We hope both guys play well, and we have a lot of confidence in both guys. Cool. That's what I anticipated.
I think I did too.
That is not what we got.
No.
That was not the answer. So, all right, continue the conversation.
Sometimes no answer is an answer.
Oh, sure, 100%.
Right?
Yes. No choice is still a choice.
If you ask the girl out and her answer is always, can I get back to you, or my friend's going to be in town that day, or I've got to work that night. At some point,
yes,
she's not saying no.
That's not. I can't do Thursday, but what about Saturday?
Yeah, at some point she's not saying no, but she's saying no.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you ready to elevate your college football game day experience? Check out Twisted Tea, your go-to game day beverage for college football fans. Twisted Tea is unlike any hard beverage you've had before. It's made the real brew tea and packs a flavorful punch with 5% alcohol and no carbonation, delivering the perfect balance of taste and refreshment that goes down smooth for every game day occasion. No need to settle for the usual. Twisted Tea turns up any occasion, especially when you're cheering for your favorite team, whether you're tailgating in the stadium, parking lot, watching at a bar, or hosting friends at home. Twisted Tea is there to elevate your game day experience. It perfectly complements your love for college football and your passion for creating unforgettable moments. So let's toast to unforgettable game day experiences. Twisted Tea, the drink that fuels fun and celebrates your love for college football. Keep it twisted.
Southern Traditions Farm is a 68-acre, 32-stall upscale equestrian training and boarding facility in Canton, Mississippi. I know.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. Two sand rings, a grass ring, miles of wooded trails, a lot offered at Southern Traditions. Horseback riding offerings, nationally recognized competitions, so much more. It's also a great venue for events and reunions and whatnot. So get in touch with them on Facebook or Instagram at Southern Traditions Farm. Are you a displaced corporate executive? You want to put your career in your own hands? Are you an experienced entrepreneur looking to diversify? Andy Ludicky can help. He owns multiple franchises and businesses. He uses his expertise to help others find their American dream through a very thorough and free consultation process. So call Andy. Put your life and your career in your own hands. It's 100% free. You've got nothing to lose. Find your perfect franchise at myperfectfranchise.net or call Andy anytime at 404-973-9901. Get the beautiful and healthy smile you deserve at Corinth Dental. Dr. Bubba McQueen, Dr. Jenny Beth Hendrick are devoted to restoring and enhancing the natural beauty of your smile using conservative state-of-the-art procedures that will result in a beautiful, long-lasting smile. From routine checkups to advanced treatment, including implants and Invisalign, Corinth Dental is here to help you achieve your smile goals. So schedule your appointment today. Take the first step toward a better version of yourself. It's corinthdental.com. And we're brought to you by Service Specialist Staffing and Recruiting Agency. They've been connecting great job opportunities to candidates since 1967. If you're on the job hunt, they can help you. Opportunities across the board, no matter your experience level. If your company is looking to hire quality, hard-to-find talent, they can help you as well. Yeah, payment of service solely contingent. And if you decide to hire a candidate that they send, it's always free for the candidate. You've got nothing to lose. Give Wills, Sydney, or Kelsey a call at 662-832-5138 or check out their new and improved website, servicespecialistltd.com. And we're brought to you by OPA, Oxford's newest Greek restaurant on the square. It's a perfect place to plan your Christmas party, your company dinner, your festive party event. Fabulous food, great craft libations. They can accommodate up to 200 guests. For catering or booking information, call Jeannie at OPA. It's 601-421-7147.
Podcast is brought to you by G&M Pharmacy, 662-236-2222. They deliver locally in the Oxford area and the Upper Med scene. If your prescriptions at the same time each month and take care of you. One trip to the pharmacy, one delivery. You have everything you need when you need it with G&M. They also will help you with Right Way Meds will individually package your medications for those who need that extra step there. They can handle that. You have it the morning, afternoon, evening, sorted out perfectly for you. So whether it is Tyson Drugs in Holly Springs or Oxford with G&M, that's 662-236-2222. Let's see. Yeah, okay. I guess we mostly covered that. I was trying to see if there's any other angle from the quarterback situation, but I think that's about it. I mean, we still don't know what snap counts are going to look like.
No.
Do you still believe Dart takes the first snap on Saturday?
Yes.
I do too.
100%. Although.
Does Sanders play the second series?
No.
Does Sanders play the third series?
Probably.
Sanders or Dart take more second half snaps?
Sanders.
Because the score is out?
Yeah.
Okay. You're counting on a blowout.
Yeah, it's going to be a blowout.
I'm trying to bait you into anything that says this is a close game, but I can't do it.
It's not going to be a close game. There's a 0% chance the game's competitive.
And you didn't even watch any of that last week, did you?
I don't have to.
Okay. Well, sometimes FCS schools, we've seen them.
I mean, yeah, but not against decent teams.
We watch Jax State, North Dakota State comes in.
Yeah, that's not what this team is. This isn't a strong group of 5 team rolling in. where you're tired at the end of the season.
Over under 15 touches for Quinshon Judkins.
That's about right. I'll go slightly over.
Slightly over?
Yeah.
So he stays in long enough for that?
Grind says, did the Cubs get swept? No, they won last night. They're going to at least take 1 out of 3.
Where are they at?
They're at home against Milwaukee.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
They got beat 6-2 on Monday, but they won 1-0 last night. Great game. Justin Steele, Corbin Burns. It was awesome.
Of all of your eclectic caps, that might be my favorite, is the Wrigley clock cap.
Yeah, I like that cap.
It's a really good cap.
I like the cap.
I like the inside joke team caps. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
Probably gonna write about this later, but get your thoughts. 1 or 2 players who we don't talk about every day, you're curious what their game and snaps look like on Saturday.
Braylon Brown.
Ooh, good one.
Hudson Wolf.
Ooh.
/ Kyron Heath.
Play off that. The Michael Trigg situation. A lot of stuff going around today.
Lots.
Fairly, again, not reporting. 8:42 a.m. on Wednesday morning, not reporting.
I'm not reporting jack, so go for it.
You know what I'm about to say?
Probably.
A lot of rumors that Trigg is not playing. A lot of rumors that they're riding it out to see about a potential moving on at some point. Again, not reporting. But you guys curious? That is what's going around, is that whatever has happened has become increasingly untenable.
Well, he's been in the doghouse
for basically his entire time here. Let's be real honest.
Right. And he's not done anything apparently to climb out of said doghouse.
Yeah. And look, if that's true, Hudson Wolf becomes incredibly valuable if he is at all able to play after the back injuries, because you're talking about Kyron Heath and Caden Prescorn. That's it.
It's it.
I mean, I get you got the freshman, but
yeah,
with all purposes.
Yeah.
At this moment, I don't expect Michael Trigg to play on Saturday, just based off what I'm hearing. I could be wrong. He could start and score 4 touchdowns, but that appears to be what is going around the program currently.
I would bet on your first scenario other than the second.
That he doesn't play versus he goes off.
Yes.
I mean, now he could dominate Mercer if they want to play him snaps on Saturday.
Sure. On top of everything else, is he hasn't dominated the play the way that people anticipated that he would. He's made some plays, but he's...
Yeah, Prescorn was in a non-contact yesterday, but I think he's fine. I think he's going to play. I have not heard any different on that.
I would anticipate that they will get him off the field. Because now, if you don't have Trigg, you do have to protect Prescorn.
You do?
You have to handle that differently.
Heath does a pretty good job in the passing game. He's had to get a lot better at run blocking.
And I just don't know about Wolf. No one really knows.
We just haven't seen that at all. But look, it's been the crazy part of the Trigg story, is that he clearly has a ton of talent. There's no doubt. He's elite from a talent standpoint. But he's never gotten out of his own way. SC let him go. They didn't fight.
At all.
They said it's somebody else's issue.
If you talk to some people over there, they'll tell you that they were
He was a healthy scratch at one point late last season. The injury didn't keep him out some of those games he did not play last year.
Did he play in the Egg Bowl?
Thought he might have played 1 snap. But that might have been against Texas Tech, and he didn't play in the Egg Bowl, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. I can go look at it.
Did he play at Arkansas?
I don't believe so. I think he only played in 1 game once he came back from the collarbone injury.
Okay.
I will look it up while we're talking, but I think that's the case. But he was at least this thing where everybody was hoping the light came on, provided some semblance of security blanket. But now, if your tight end room removes him, it's Prescorn, Heath, and Wolf, and a freshman, and suddenly it's at a position that when it's really good, Lane thrives. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's a huge deal.
Yeah.
And even if he's fine, whatever's Prescorn's got going on, you better nurse it. Don't let that has to heal. They have to have Caden Prescorn. He is the most important transfer on this team.
Yeah, I think I agree with that.
Considering the position and the usage.
Unless it ends up being Sanders. But sure.
Even if Sanders starts, he is not the most important transfer because you have a capable backup behind him.
It's a fair point.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
The MVP is not necessarily the offensive player of the year.
That's true.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
Is that minutia okay for you there?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. Yeah, Prieskorn's it. Because if you don't have a tight end, they can't operate the offense the way they want to operate it.
No, we've seen what that offense
So
looks
he
like.
is that guy.
We've seen what it looks like when you don't have a tight end. And if you don't have a tight end, then suddenly you're really dependent on the four wides, and suddenly you're really having to run the quarterback. And yeah.
2022, Michael Trigg. He played 54 snaps against Troy, 38 snaps against Central Arkansas, 47 snaps against Georgia Tech, 51 snaps against Tulsa, 19 snaps against Kentucky, 26 snaps against Vanderbilt.
That's where he got hurt.
It is. And 29 snaps against Texas Tech.
So he didn't play against Alabama, Arkansas, or Mississippi State.
Correct.
Okay.
And I don't remember if he was eligible for the Bama game or not. I know he was healthy for the Arkansas and State games and just didn't play.
Yeah.
So, yes, 29 snaps against Texas Tech was his last.
That sideline, the Arkansas game there was a lot going on.
It's a big deal. Yeah, Heath, I mean, he's got a block. He's got to be able to block.
Maybe he can this time. I mean, last year he was
young.
He was young. He's had a full off season in a strength and conditioning program. He does look bigger.
Well, I think he's going to be a fine player. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, no. I mean,
you don't look at it as a liability. Frankly, he took most of the second team snaps the entire fall
and did well.
Camp,
did well in what I saw. Yeah, he handled himself fine.
I mean, this isn't new news that Trigg hasn't been taking second team reps.
No, no, not even a little bit. Got some fourth team reps. One practice I was at.
Yeah, he had the ball knocked out of his hand by like some 5'4" walk on one day on the service field. I was like, "What are we doing? Like, what are we doing here?"
That film's not going to go well.
Yeah, I was like, there was some effort issues maybe on the upper field, if you will, as it was going. I'll give you one. Guy who's been a little banged up, hadn't played a ton, but I have liked him in the little scrimmage I've seen. DeMarco Williams.
Yeah.
Can he actually be a dude that plays and gets in the rotation? What does that look like?
The early part of camp, he showed up a bunch.
Yeah.
I mean, and he might have continued to show up.
Yes, I'm saying, we haven't seen it as
Our
much.
access gets cut off.
But that's one where I just like when I peg in and go, "Hey guys, we're not necessarily, whatever." I think Williams is in that group. Lights come. Mercer will not give the answer to this. Weeks 2 and 3, and we have plenty of time to discuss that. Is Walton as good as we maybe think he can be at corner? He's been really good outside DeAndre Prince so far. Frankly, he's been better than Prince.
He looks really good. I think he's the best corner on the team. From what we've seen.
He's been in a non-contact, but he's played contact even with the black on. Tasia Young, what does that look like?
Yeah.
Is he going to play to the extent that we kind of expect with him? Tennyson has been banged up. I don't know what his availability is or isn't. Where they're putting him, frankly.
Well, he was playing a lot of linebacker.
But that was with Coleman out.
Coleman out. And Coleman might still be out. We don't know.
Yeah, he is practicing. We do not know his game eligibility for Saturday. Yeah, who do we have on watch for that? It's Xavier Harris, Corey Coleman.
Yeah.
Is that it?
And Trigg.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
It's those three, right? No, I think their kickers are pretty good, actually. Like, Fraser Massine's done a pretty good job punting from what little we've seen. Caden Davis is an experienced kickoff guy, assuming that's who it's going to be, the Texas A&M transfer. And then they have Caden Costa back. I mean, Costa was an All-American freshman kicker. I mean, it's not.
Speaking of DBs, congratulations to A.J. Finley.
Really happy for A.J. Finley.
Thrilled for A.J. Finley.
Just.
Like, literally, that kind of made my day.
Yeah, I mean, as G pointed out in the stream, Otis Reese, 53-man roster. It's interesting.
Yeah. Kind of the way that the Titans are using him, almost like a linebacker, sort of.
Because his speed's okay there.
Yeah.
His speed wasn't okay at safety.
No.
Yeah, Prince has had a run into. He had a DUI. So I guess technically that first half too.
Yeah.
That'll be the checklist when we get so and so, so and so, so and so, so and so.
And he'll get asked about it, and he'll say, we handle these things internally.
My hunch is that Harris and Coleman don't play in the first half. It's straight hunch. I have no sourcing on this at all.
No, I have none either.
But if you just said, I mean, Kate Costa's good. You're not going to miss Cruz. It's more of how valuable Cruz was last year given the situation. Back to MVP. I mean, not having Jonathan Cruz last year.
Oof.
Ooh, boy.
Would have been a little.
Oh, boy.
Would have been a little
I
rough.
know Lane doesn't kick much anyway, but holy. Wow.
But Costa's a better kicker.
Yeah, Costa's a potential NFL kicker.
Yeah, he's a dude. Yeah.
So the Broncos traded for Will Lutz yesterday, so now I've lost my kicker to Sean Payton.
Oh, yeah.
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 It annoyed me in a way that it shouldn't have because it's just a kicker. But I kind of saw it and I was like, son of a bitch. Like,
so who's the Saints kicker?
I don't even know. Whatever. It's just a kicker. We'll find one.
Oh, yeah.
But
you'll be saying that in a couple of weeks. When he misses a 46-yarder to give you a lead. You'll be like, maybe, oh, he's just a bullpen guy.
Just a bullpen guy.
Bastard.
What do you think my year is going to be? Am I going to have some hostility toward Sean Payton in some ways, or is he still going to be my dude? Like, is it does it start? Is it still my guy?
He's your guy. He won you a Super Bowl,
and he's not in my league.
No, he's like when Joe Madden went to the Angels. It's like
you were still fine with him over there.
Yeah, I almost kind of.
But he was coaching Shohei too.
Yeah, but he was just Joe. Whatever. Whoever the Arkansas State kicker is the kicker for the Saints now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who knew? Okay, sure. I have not been locked into the Saints roster moves for the most part. Running back is worrying me, and I've been paying attention to a few other things, but as far as like downstream stuff, no idea.
Because Kamara's out 3 games?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, they have running back issues. Got issues there. But it's okay. They have one of the easiest schedules in the NFL. Schedule's pretty kind for the most part. Let's see. Yeah, Lutz thanked New Orleans for the best 7 years of his life in an Instagram post. So he's excited to join the Broncos. Gets the kick in the altitude out there.
Thin air.
He's got a leg.
He can boot it. He's technically got 2 legs, but yeah, he's the one's really good at kicking. Malik Heath made the Packers.
By the way, Lutz, I didn't know this. Last year, 74%, the worst percentage of his career. So maybe we're playing chess.
Oh,
you know what?
Yeah.
He's on the way down.
Yeah.
Thank you for your service. Peace.
Sell him while he still has
You're
some value.
Sean's problem now. Sean getting all sentimental, wants his dude back.
Yeah.
Okay. Take him. Peyton said obviously his numbers dropped off in 2022, but he had a really good training camp for them. We saw all of his kicks and got pretty good information on how the practices went.
I'm guessing Sean has some sources.
So you had a mole, is what you're saying. You had a mole in the building, is actually what you're saying here, Sean.
Sean's got sources in New Orleans.
Asshole. Yeah, so who all made rosters? I mean, everybody's expected, and then
AJ Finley did. Malik Heath made the Packers.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for him.
Don't really know Malik as well as I know AJ. I was pretty thrilled for AJ.
Malik was fun to watch because he legitimately was really happy to be here.
Great quote.
Yeah, like he really appreciated the change and the opportunity, and you could see that. He appears to be very close with Derek Nix. Yeah, you could just sort of it radiated off him in some different ways there. So
he was a hell of a good player last year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we don't talk about, hey, you got to replace Malik Heath, but they got to replace Malik Heath.
The wideouts. Still the question. I mean, we can talk about all the individual stuff all you want to. A position, wide receiver.
And it shows you that AJ, who really thought about going pro a year earlier, did the right thing, kind of got some feedback, focused on it. And then it just worked out for him to make that roster. That's awesome.
He hit all the right moves. Come back, get out of there, get into an offense that's going to get you the ball better. Because State's offense was not suited for Malik Heath at all.
Did Tavius make the roster?
I would assume since he was drafted, right? I just felt like it wasn't as of a known because he was already, up the list a little bit. While you're looking for that, I'll tell you that Heavenly Sunshine still giving you a couple days to get the quotes on the Christmas lights. They're announcing holiday lights by Heavenly Sunshine. Their full service installation plan. They'll install, take down, and store the lights for you. They use commercial grade LEDs that are 100% customizable to your home or business. They take care of the lights while you take care of the gifts. Free estimate before August 31st. 2 more days. Call them today. 2 more days. Mention MPW10 for 10% off. Mid-South and Oxford for over 4 decades. Full service commercial and residential property maintenance. Includes power washing, soft wash roof cleaning, facade cleaning, and window cleaning. That's heavenlysunshine.com or 662-342-1203 to book your estimate. You found it?
I could not find it just then. I was trying, but
okay, go ahead.
I failed in my endeavor. We're brought to you by John Edwards, Regency Travel Incorporated in Memphis. Thinking about Christmas vacation, thinking about already planning your trip for next summer, whatever the case may be. You want something to be special. You want it to be one that creates a lifetime of unique memories. Get in touch with John. Give him some parameters. Give him a budget. He's going to give you options that you're not going to find on your own. 901-494-3387 or jedwards@regencytravel.net. We're also brought to you by Pinnacle. Pinnacle, home to the Pinnacle 401k Advisory Services team. They'll conduct a complimentary, no-obligation benchmarking and analysis of your current 401k plan. It's mypinwealth.com, MYPINN wealth.com. Welcome back for another edition of Dead Soxy's incredible fall score sale. Dead Soxy is excited to announce a slight twist in the 2023 version of the score sale. At the conclusion of Saturday's game between Ole Miss and Mercer, the margin of victory by the Rebels over the Bears, even Dead Soxy's just assuming a win here, will trigger a percentage discount. If the Rebels thump the Bears 45-10, the promo code will activate for 35% off.
So the margin.
Yes. Okay. Margin of victory. You have to do some subtraction. It's 50-10. It'll be 40% off. The promo will cap at 40% off. So if it's 67-0, it's still 40% off.
Okay.
The score sale will run from the conclusion of the game until kickoff of Ole Miss's game in New Orleans against Tulane next Saturday. So load up on your favorite socks and score this incredible offer. Visit deadsoxy.com. Use the promo code RebelGrove at checkout to receive the score sale percentage off all orders. And as always, stay soxy. We're brought to you by Game Changer Patch. It's the only 2-patch system available in the market. Stop hangovers before they start. You got the warm-up patch. It's used before or while you drink. The overtime patch used after you've been drinking to recover while you sleep. The all-natural ingredients are going to keep you in the game and ready for your next play. Go to GameChangerPatch.com. Promo code RebelGrove20 at checkout for 20% off your purchase. And we're brought to you by the College Corner. The College Corner is now in Oxford. It's at the Oxford Commons right off Sisk Avenue. More than 4,000 square feet of the best Rebel gear. Plenty of parking available. Their staff will have you in and out and ready for the Grove in no time. It's collegecornerstore.com. And we're brought to you by A-Stock. A-Stock is a Nashville-based online retail company with the mission to provide customers the power to name their price. All items start at just $1. That's right. Every item starts at just $1, no matter what the retail value may be. Shop now at astock.bid. That's ASTOCK.BID. Or download their app. Name your price on thousands of items from big-name retailers. A-Stock has multiple locations around Nashville and Memphis, some in Indiana, and more coming soon. So don't miss out.
Men's basketball renewal deadline set for August 31st. You can renew or purchase now to be in the priority seat selection process. Women's basketball tickets on sale for $50 per season ticket. And men's and women's basketball tickets may be purchased at OleMissTix.com. The Ole Miss Athletics Foundation is also starting their Pledge Per Win and Pledge Per Touchdown campaigns for football. You can go to Give to Athletics. That's 2 with a T-O. Athletics.com to sign up today as well. And single game football tickets on sale. Also, OleMissTix.com. Podcast also brought to you by Prime Shrimp. Prime Shrimp, 7 different flavors available for you. The New Orleans style barbecue, the signature, 2 of my favorites, versatile options that go with everything. Let it be a great protein snack, lunch, or dinner on these busy nights with kids having plenty of activities. They ship directly to your door, then fewer than 10 minutes, freezer to plate with Prime Shrimp, a great restaurant quality shrimp from the New Orleans-based company. They also have their 2-pound bags of individually frozen shrimp for those who want that option. So Prime Shrimp, code RG, 5 pouches or more, 25% off with primeshrimp.com. So can we get Doug Peterson to go hang out with Kirk Ferentz for a little bit, like show him how it's done, show him the way. You figure out, hey, this is doable here, so it doesn't cause me or tank me. Peterson cutting his son for the Eagles yesterday.
Man.
Jaguars. When I say Eagles, he used to be an Eagle.
Used to be an Eagle.
Yeah. Cut Josh Peterson. Now, he wasn't expected to make the team anyway, but still.
I wonder how that conversation went.
You don't call him into your office.
Call everybody else into the office.
Yeah, come on. Like 3 days before you go, hey, look.
Hey, honey, I'm cutting our son in a minute.
You think he didn't get the big piece of chicken at dinner last night? You think she understands?
He didn't get a piece of something last night, I'll tell you that. You can bet on that.
You think even if it was logical and understood, she was potentially pissed?
Yes.
Do you really?
The shoulder was cold. Come on.
That's why you don't get there in the first place. Don't even take, like, if he's good enough, he will play in the NFL somewhere else.
Who do you think Laura likes more, me or Carson?
No, I get it. That's my point. It's where you're saying you might have even taken him because of her. Hey, come on, close enough.
I would have called a friend and said, hey, take my son in the 7th round so you can cut him.
Yeah. Do me a favor. Because it happens in baseball all the time.
All the time.
Late round picks. Go, hey, look.
Hey.
I'll get you next time. Like,
yeah,
we'll help out.
Yeah, we'll make this good somewhere down the road.
Axed him.
Yeah, I mean, Kirk's got to do this around the holidays. That's the problem for him. It's gonna be doubly bad. Of course, he's in an age where he doesn't care the difference.
Wait, it's very straight. He doesn't have to do anything. He either hits the number or he doesn't. Can't wait for Kurt to go, but we lost 1.7 possessions per game. So really the number should have been this. And he was able to get over that.
Kirk's going to go, I remember this press conference at Ole Miss earlier in the year. And Lane was talking about.
Made a really astute point.
That was we had not thought about that when we did this math. And so we went back and revised it.
It's prorated off losing 1.7 possessions.
He did make it.
Give him a raise.
Yeah.
After our 8-4 season. They're not ranked in most top 25s.
Or they're right at the bottom of it.
Sorry. Sorry to offend.
Hey, we're gonna win some games. We're gonna get rolling here soon.
Tavius Robinson did make the roster for the Baltimore Ravens.
He did make. Yeah, not surprised.
Outside linebacker, he is in a group that includes Jadeveon Clowney. He's a Raven now, so Robinson there with Jadeveon. Yeah, I see a 53-man sorted out by. See where the Patriots cut Bailey's out? They have one quarterback on roster right now.
I did see that.
If he clears waivers, they could still bring him back, obviously, but. As of now, Mac Jones is the only quarterback on the Patriots roster.
Feel safe in saying that they will add a quarterback between now and the opener.
Of course.
But yeah.
I mean, Zapp was not bad in reserve duty last year. I thought it was a strange move.
Must be somebody they're eyeing who they think is about to
be okay.
Somebody must be about to get added. You probably don't do that in a vacuum. You sort of know what you're doing.
We're pretty quick on the show to criticize Jim Irsay. Are you following this Jonathan Taylor thing much?
A little bit.
They kept him on the PUP list, which means even if he moves, he's ineligible the first 4 weeks of the season. He's dug in. He's pissed. They're pissed.
Yeah.
Your fan base is held hostage because your best player is not eligible and you're not doing anything to help in any degree.
Well, again, there's pragmatic, common sense,
should really
and there's
thank
emotional.
Peyton Manning because he has a Super Bowl ring. And he is horrid most of the time.
Yes.
He's Artie Moreno kind of NFL. He just happened to have Peyton Manning.
Had Peyton Manning and had
some good dudes.
Had Bill Polian, who sort of built
dudes.
a roster around Manning, and they had a really good team for a while.
Yeah. I'm assuming Irsay was the manager. I mean, the owner then. I think
he was.
Okay. This is strange. I mean, both sides, you could go on all season. And I know they weren't contending anyway, but still, that one's a little weird to me. I was looking, I think that's pretty much it from a roster standpoint that was anything overly. The Athletic, I know we're always pepping them up, but they have a pretty neat article. It has the best player cut off every team. So if you're curious if your team needs something,
right,
where that might go or what that position is. Pretty good there.
When do guys make practice squads? How does that work? They have to clear waivers?
They have to clear and then get brought back, I think. Because,
Okay.
Treadwell got cut, but they think he's probably a practice squad player for the Ravens.
Did the Bengals cut Ben Brown?
I have not seen that either way. I don't know. I don't know what that
I know
looks
Mason
like.
Brooks got cut in Washington, but there was some speculation that he would get brought back to the practice squad.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He apparently was a little closer to making that roster than a lot of people thought.
Yeah, he hung in for a while.
Yeah. Well, hung until the end.
Very last cut,
Yeah.
yeah. So I think he could get a practice squad
That
spot.
was the rumor, is that he could get a practice squad spot. I think Ricky Stromberg got the last offensive line spot in Washington.
Oh, really?
I was absolutely keeping up with it because if Mason had made the team, I needed to book a flight. But I'm not positive on that about Stromberg. I guess I could look for it here.
No, it's fine.
I had a hard time finding.
Broker got cut, says in the stream.
Let's see. I'll pull up Washington here.
What's your thoughts on this ESPN trying to show college football games in movie theaters? You seen this?
I mean, why not?
ESPN will broadcast 75 college games in movie theaters this fall in a partnership with Theater Sports Network. They'll expand last season's plan, which put the college football playoff semifinals and title games in theaters as partnership with Cinemark. This year, the partnership will feature games involving ACC teams, but is expanded to include every New Year's Six, plus the college football playoff semifinals and national championships. In week 1, Virginia's game against Tennessee, North Carolina's rivalry game with South Carolina, and LSU's top 10 showdown against Florida State, as well as Clemson's Labor Day trip to Duke, will be available. More details to be found at Theater Sports. Interesting concept. I don't hate it. But, I mean, is a movie theater where you want to watch a game? I get you get the sound. I get you get the big screen, but that only works from the standpoint of community watching. I mean, can you replicate any type of sports bar feel in a movie theater? That's the problem. Because, I mean, if we're literally just sitting there like a movie in the dark and we're watching the game, I mean, we're not being silent. It's not like you're catching the end of Schindler's List here, but like what?
Well, I mean, you could, there's they serve beer and you can get food. I'm assuming you could get rowdy in a movie theater watching sports. It doesn't sound like something I would want to go do, but
and it would have to be one of the theaters that has the full bars and all that stuff.
Yeah,
you have to be able to get the wings and the beers and the whole deal. We're not in like.
But I mean, crystal clear screen and the whole deal. I mean, why not? If you don't have a party to go to and you just want to watch the game on a big screen, you could do it at a theater.
But do you see yourself ever driving to the Malco and checking out the
game?
Me?
Of course not. Are there people that would? Sure.
Yeah, as CC says, you got to keep the lights up and you got to be a bartender. Like, you're able to order stuff from your seat.
Well, there's a lot of those places that are that way.
Sure. But in general, I
don't think it's that way at the Malco here, but there are places that are that way. It wouldn't be what I would do. I would rather go to a bar, watch at home, and light the grill. But are there people that might do this? Sure.
Okay.
Give it a roll.
Well, yeah, there's no overhead, really. I don't hate it. And there's a strike going on. There's only so many movies right now anyway that are getting out.
Yeah.
I mean, if you'll notice in Oxford, I have no idea how the economy works for this, but both theaters are essentially showing the same movies. It's not like there's a ton of.
Right. So give it a roll. What's the worst that could happen? Nobody shows up. Well, if nobody showed up for the other movie anyway, I mean, how many people are going to movies on Saturday afternoon? Maybe a bunch. I don't know.
I've only been to the theater once in like the last year, I think.
I mean, I just don't go very much.
I've been to one movie since I watched Top Gun by myself. And it was a kid's movie. Took Carly Ann.
I've been to maybe 2 movies in the last year.
Okay.
So I'm not
What were those?
I saw the one with about the hostage. They took the kid, the child trafficking movie.
Oh, yeah.
And then I saw the
Sound of Freedom.
Yeah, and then I think the one before that was the latest Creed movie.
See, I still have not even seen it.
It's pretty good.
It's worth it?
Yeah. Yeah, Adonis Creed. Yeah. Come on.
You were mad they were making the thing. You can't.
Yeah, I know, but it checked enough boxes. It was good enough. Gave me my drug.
I'll be happy to go watch Oppenheimer by myself. I feel like I need to study a little. I feel like I've got a couple things I've got to like research before I watch it to get full viewing capability of it.
Yeah, I think so too.
I don't want to feel dumb and go, I missed this because I'm not up on the situation enough.
I've had a couple of opportunities where I thought I had a window of time and I thought, I could go see that. And then I was like, I don't really want to. I don't know why.
Yeah, why are you avoiding it?
I don't know.
It's long. So you got to have a minute. No, it's one I have on my list. I want to see it. I plan to do it. Just haven't. But I'm good. No, I'm in on Oppenheimer, but I feel like I need something. GJG said they do a great job. You don't have to worry about it. You'll be all right. Figure it out. Maybe so.
Okay.
Yeah, I just that was my concern was some inside stuff, some Easter eggs, and because that's one of my favorite parts of things like that. And Hunter says it doesn't feel long. Okay. It's like 2:40.
I just heard 3 hours. It's basically a 3-hour theater.
It is
experience.
It's 3 hours.
I guess by the time you watch all the previews and all that stuff, it's 3 hours.
Yeah, it's 3 hours. 180 minutes and 9 seconds.
Oh, there you go. 3 hours.
It went just over, actually. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm in. No problems. I'm not criticizing Oppenheimer by any stretch. But I did notice that the other day when I was looking for something. I guess it was on Saturday. There wasn't much going on. I was seeing if there was any kids movies to take her to, and there was a couple of kids movies trying to figure it out. But I noticed that both theaters were showing a lot of the same movies, and it was just sort of pick your theater experience. Because I mean, in Oxford, you do have a different theater experience depending on whether you want to go to Studio Cinema or Cinema Grill.
Oh, for sure.
So you're choosing your option wisely there.
I actually like the one over here when the bar's open.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun. Sometimes it's not open.
Look, this is me. Call me weird, call me whatever, call me difficult. I get it. My only issue with that one ever is when the theater is empty and they're like, you have seat E4. And I'm like,
yeah, come on.
There's no one in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, do you want to change your seat? I'm like,
and why have the bar if it's not going to be open?
So you think it should be open all the time?
Well, if the theater's open.
That's a good point, yes.
I mean, not when the theater's closed, but if the theater's open, yeah, and people can go to a movie, why would you not want to open the bar and the restaurant?
You should, because it would bring more people in, you would think. And it's not like you have to make things ahead of time.
No. I mean,
it's either tapped or it's not.
It's a beer.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay. Podcast brought to you in part by Northeast Spark, NESPARC. 2 packages, the Ignite, the 100 Mbps, or the Blaze, the 1 gig that powers the Clark Ford studio. Your hometown team bringing you world-class broadband. That's AnySpark.com. 662-238-3159. Phone service, pro controls, network security, our wireless mesh extender, and much more. So to get the best internet in Lafayette County as well as parts of Union and Pontotoc counties, that's 662-238-3159.
We're brought to you by Comer Heating and Air, Southern Air Conditioning and Heating. Different names, same great products and services. If you live in Oxford, Batesville, Tupelo, or the surrounding area, call Comer 662-801-1777. If you live in Hernando, Memphis, or the surrounding area, call Southern 662-429-4429. Are you retiring soon? How long should you wait to take Social Security? What accounts should you pull from first? Are you already retired? Should you consider Roth conversions? These are some of the questions that can only be answered with a personalized retirement income plan. Andrew Seago with Seago Wealth Management specializes in helping folks just like you come up with their retirement game plan. Whether you meet at his office in Collierville or you prefer Zoom from anywhere, schedule a free discovery meeting and see what they can do for you. It's rebelsretire.com. Stress out about the Rebels, not your money. rebelsretire.com. Do you hate losing games? Do you hate losing players? Do you hate paying for your insurance? If you said yes to those questions, Davey Ferris can help. He has partnered with the Grove Collective. He'll be donating 20% of all commissions and 10% of all renewals on both personal and commercial insurance policies. Davey can serve his customers in all 50 states, and he's dedicated to making sure Ole Miss athletics succeeds in this era of college sports. So contact Davey at 214-715-7247 or via email at Farris. That's DFARRIS at hillcoinsurance.com.
Podcast is brought to you by Johnson Hill Creamery, johnsonhillcreamery.com. Tailgate packages, even if it's not for Mercer. A lot of home games this season. Georgia Tech in a couple weeks. Let them take care of you. They feed 10, 20, or 40, depending on what you need. You can pick up at Chicory Market, located there right now before a final move for all of them. Tailgate packages, 10, 20, and 40. Again, there. They've got tons of options. Got great dips, pepper jellies, extra large specialty trays, the charcuterie, which is my favorite, but they have grazing and artisanal cheeses they make in-house every single day. 2 assorted sandwich trays, fruit trays. They come with the cheesecake dip. That's a favorite for most people. Crudité, and assorted cookies and brownies as well. You can order online at johnsonhillcreamery.com. Again, pick up on Friday or Saturday, or give them a call and see all their different options. That's 662-419-9201. You and I never talked about it. I guess movies made me think of it. You ended up being pleased with Lasso for season 3?
Yeah. Was a little.
I'm not going to spoil it for people yet.
I was a little frustrated at the beginning because I was concerned.
I thought it was super slow.
Yeah, it was super slow, and I couldn't decide whether we were going down
whether we did that all the way through or not.
The political message all the way down the end, and then they turned a corner, and it got really good. And I was very pleased with the way that it ended.
Okay, I'm avoiding spoilers. Nobody has to turn it down. The penultimate episode was the best episode of the series. The next to last.
Mm-hmm.
It had the right feel. It felt like season 1. And they actually fleshed out everything where you saw it. I'll tell you, again, I'm being careful. I had a lot of, because where it took the turn, and I'd read a good bit, kind of as I was going, I was reading New York Times reviews of everyone to see if I missed anything, because I was kind of speeding and let me make sure I didn't catch some symbolism, or frankly, I had not gone back and watched season 1 and 2, so I thought I might be forgetting some inside joke or something that was going through. And I tell you, the middle was pretty tough to get through, as said in the stream. And then even the third to last episode, where a couple really big things happened, they rushed them so much where they just told them they happened. And it's like, you're a series. You can go with as many minutes as you would like. You're not bound by traditional television.
Mm-hmm.
It had the right feel, but I felt robbed. I'm like, we've been building to these things, and you're just saying these things happened. Like,
I don't know whether they got some feedback or whether this is just the way it got written. It felt like some of what they did in the third to last, they should have done it a couple episodes earlier.
Yeah.
There was.
Give me that.
But again, they started season 3 in such a way that it just took a while to get to speed. I mean, the car struggled to get up the hill, and then once it did, it was like, okay, well, we're good now. But it took a while. And then, but I'll give them credit. There towards the end, if you were trying to make it and listen, I'm in the minority on this. A lot of people like stuff to be left open-ended and for you to think about it
give me
and
an
to wonder. I kind of like it when you clean everything up and you give me a neat box.
In this, especially.
Yeah, and this kind of stuff.
Like that Lost was weird at the end. Okay, fine.
Right.
Like that was a weird show, and we're going to have a weird ending. Cool.
Yeah.
But here, we need to know what happened to these people. It's only 3 seasons. Give me an answer.
You got attached to these people. You wanted to know that they were going to be okay. That's what you wanted to know. I think that's so that you could, at least I did. Maybe everybody is not like that with me. I've said this about The Office many times.
No, I agree with you.
The Office, what it did for me at the end, the reason I liked it so much, the reason that I could watch it again right now and I would get kind of teary-eyed and choked up is because they told me all of these people who had kind of become my friends were going to be okay. And so I could let them go knowing they're going to be fine. Now, I know that's cheesy as hell and weird as hell, but that's the truth. And Lasso was sort of that way with me. There were a handful of characters that I'd gotten where I really liked them. I wanted to know they were going to, I know they weren't
And they
real.
cleaned everything up, I think.
They did.
I mean, there was a couple you could speculate, but for the most part, if you had any brain, you could kind of figure out where that was headed or not headed.
No, they put all the leftovers in a neat box, and they wrapped the box up, and they put a little tie on it so that you could carry it to your car safely. It was all good. It was fine. I was pleased with it. And, of course, it immediately started speculation. Well, how do they do the spinoff?
No.
I don't think you need to do a spinoff.
There is no spinoff. What are we spinning off? You can't stay over there without Ted.
Agreed.
You just can't. You can't lose a character. Well,
you can't lose the character whose name was the show. I mean, I've heard people say you could do a spinoff off Roy Kent. You could do a spinoff off Nate. You could do a spinoff off Coach Beard. Not Ole Miss's Coach Beard, but that Coach Beard.
The only potential spinoff is Kent, and I'm good. No thanks.
Yeah, just what are you gonna do? You kind of, no spoilers, but you kind of already got that. We got the personality character arc on him. He figured it out, if you will.
No, we're saying they cleaned everything up in Ted. Yeah, no, we're good.
Austin's, thanks for the super chat. Would you be okay if we got a movie based off The Office 15 years removed from the finality where we check on storylines? No, I don't really.
You want to let it go?
Yeah, just let it go.
Okay.
I don't know that no, what are you going to do?
It was a smart show in a lot of ways. Again, every season had a different feel to it. I tell you, as I was watching the last couple of episodes, what struck me was I got a lot of the feelings that you got from season one. And it sort of hit me. And this is I know our political arena is what it is right now. But for the most part, it showed me again how much we needed it at the beginning in season one. And I thought, this is great. I don't need it as much right now.
Oh, it's a good point.
I'm okay. I'm better.
Yeah.
I don't need what you did for me in season one will go down as one of those TV moments in culture history that is way up there close to a Rushmore for what it was able to do. And I went, I'm cool and I like it. And you're giving me some of those feels, but I'm not connecting in the same way because I don't need you as much right now.
Yeah.
Not that it's bad. It's good TV, but
no,
I'm
more
I'm
than
cool.
fair. Yeah.
Because I'll tell you, and I've said this, I got halfway through the season and I was sort of almost lamenting a little bit. I said, I don't find myself caring about the characters the same way.
Yeah.
I'm fine, good. I want it to end. And no, look, by the end, I was really invested. But
well, they got really weird.
For the most part of it, I went,
three.
I just, even like Ted and Rebecca and the main ones that we really had gotten behind, I didn't care.
Well, the first part of season 3, unless the first part of season 3 sucked. It was bad. I mean, they set out with a different objective from the first 2 seasons. They decided that they needed to make a social statement.
Yeah.
And then when they got away from that, and just entertain me, man. How's the soccer team doing? How's they gave you some stuff about the people again. We wanted to like the people. I just wanted to like the people. Just tell it about the people. Everything doesn't have to have social significance. Everything that you do doesn't have to have social significance. You can just be a person. You can just be a decent person who's out living life, who everything you do is not based on some social construct. And they got away from that and got back into the characters, and the show got good at the end.
I've got a couple things with the finale. Might even hit them. I'll tell you what we might do. We might hit them on Thursday night as we're waiting on calls. So just be aware of that. I'll give some disclaimers. Again, if you're in the middle of watching, it's been out long enough that I don't feel terrible for spoiling, but at the same time, I don't want to throw it on you right here when you were not anticipating that. Ted Lasso. Yeah, I got a couple finale issues that I want to go over.
Okay.
So we'll do that on Thursday night. We'll give heads up. We'll let you know where that's coming. You can be able to have a better warning if you're trying to get through it. Because frankly, I would be annoyed if I was zooming through it this week and then a couple things at the end got popped on me.
Yeah, and we can't talk about this too on Thursday. There's a lot of people out there, and I understand the argument that when Michael left, that's when they should have ended The Office. I actually really disagree. I thought they did a tremendous job post-Michael on that show.
See, I didn't watch any of that.
Some of the funniest offices came post-Michael. What a challenge that must have been. The show that was basically built around Michael Scott, and then Michael leaves. Steve Carell leaves. And you have to continue the show that these people love. And I thought they did a fantastic job looking back on it. I agree with someone who said...
It went 10 seasons?
I think 9 or 10.
9? Okay.
The Will Ferrell character. At first, I thought this is going to be a disaster, and it wasn't. But then they played it off quickly. They didn't let the show become the Will Ferrell show. Spoiler alert. He gets hurt and disappears.
can expound on this later. It's not for today. Larry Joe talking about the endings being terrible for Lost and How I Met Your Mother. I've actually turned on both of those. I'm fine with both of those endings. I was not when they both came out, especially How I Met Your Mother, because I've mentioned this on podcasts and sites. I have put a lot of emotional energy in that show for it to be a sitcom. Related to me and some buddies in some really strong ways over the course of our lives. Hated it. And then after that, have kind of turned on it as I've gotten older and thought about it more, and some perspectives change. You go, no, I'm actually really okay with how that ended in Lost as well. So we can.
What did you think about? You can think about this for Thursday.
Okay.
Because I wondered about this too.
Mm-hmm.
Rebecca and Sam, when the owner hooked up with the player,
yeah,
it was that was uncomfortable. Not because of the race element.
No.
It was the owner.
The power dynamic, the whole deal. Yeah,
it was like, ooh, really? Like, I think that would have been frowned upon inside the locker room and inside the organization.
100%.
Right?
And we were able to get past it because the owner was a woman.
Or did we get past it because she was a character that we had sympathized with, and
we did. We knew her,
and we knew she was kind of lonely, and this just
because at that point we didn't really know Sam as well as we do now,
and that felt like a reach to me. Like
that
Sam would be attracted to Rebecca.
Yeah, there was several.
He's a professional football player or soccer player in his 20s. I'm going to guess that he had a lot more options among his contemporaries.
Yeah,
I'm just taking a stab in the dark. He's playing in the English Premier League. I'm going to guess that the pond was stocked.
Sure. Yeah. Again, I've got some gripes. We'll do that tomorrow night. I think we'll have time around whatever else.
And I got problems with what they did with Keeley too.
Okay. I got a lot of problems. I have a full episode that I can't stand that was very important to the series. So there's a lot.
All right, so we can all agree there's going to be a part of Thursday night show where we're going to talk about Ted Lasso, and if you haven't seen it and are planning to watch it,
we will tell you when it's coming and give you like a 5-minute warning that, hey, look, peace.
But spoiler alert, there will be spoilers.
Yeah. There will definitely be spoilers.
Because if we're going to talk about Keeley, I want to talk about Keeley.
Yeah, sure. No, I can't.
Because I've got lots of thoughts about Keeley.
Because there's like 3 things I want to say right here that I will screw up the ending if I say them. So. Yeah, we'll definitely do that.
What's that?
We'll definitely.
I mean, maybe Sam likes older women. I get it. It's possible. There was a part of that when it went down that I was like, I don't think this is. We
weren't copacetic right there. Not quite.
We're steering out of the reality realm. I mean, not just
the reality realm of a show where the Wichita State football coach is coaching in the Premier League.
Fair.
Okay, let's be aware.
Fair enough. But not only is it an older woman, but it's the owner of your.
It's more the owner of the team. Yeah,
it's the owner of the team.
Yeah. Giants pitcher lost a no-hit bid with 2 outs in the 9th last night. Maybe the suckiest thing in sports.
Can you imagine you're that close?
Yeah. So anyway, all right. Tomorrow morning, I think we're talking to Jeffrey. I have not spoken with him, but we'll check in with him today. And then
got to get his picks too. I got to make sure I get those.
And then Hanray, he's a little busy. Then Hanray's guys on Thursday evening as well. So big day tomorrow. RebelGrove.com. In the meantime, Neal's picks tomorrow as well. So take care. We'll talk to you then.